Hey everyone, my name is Wolfie and I've been doing art for over 11 plus years now. Across my 11 years, I've never attempted the ways of Adopts. To people who don't know, Adopts are ready made characters that people can buy without the hassle of designing their own characters. Once you buy the Adopt, that design is yours to use. I decided that I will take you all on this journey of me designing my first ever Adopts. And, like most people do, I wanted to settle on a theme. So I decided mine were flowers. My first flower I am attempting is the stinking corpse lily. When I settled on this theme, the corpse lily was the first flower that immediately jumped out at me to just create a design for. It is such an interesting flower and a really cool design that I can recreate for a cat. So when I looked up this flower, I mixed up the corpse flower with the stinking corpse lily. When you see the name the corpse flower on the reference sheet, yeah, I meant the stinking corpse lily, and didn't realize till after I was fully done and couldn't change it. So that was my fault, my bad. When designing the cat, I took an example from its petals to do a more rounded fur design. It's very rare that I work with this type of fur, and it was an interesting challenge for me while figuring out how to do it. The main colors I grabbed from the flower are different versions of orange. The darker tips I stole from inside the flower, and the whites from the spots. When I first thought of the lily, I knew I wanted to incorporate the spots in the design as well. This is my completed stinking corpse lily cat. My second flower is called a bat-faced kufia. It looked like such an interesting flower to turn into a kitty. I also leaned slightly into the bat side of the name while designing it by giving the cat bat-like ears. I also wanted to represent the fluffy-like appearance the flower has on its purple sections with the eyebrows and the chest fur of the cat, but still keep the short fur in other places. I love how the flower looks, and I can definitely see why they call it a bat. It is so cute! For other colors, I still wanted to incorporate more red into the cat, and not just the ears. I decided to add it along the back, sort of like a pair of wings. I also added red to the tips of the cat's fur around their chest as well. I also decided to try a new art direction for the paws, but I have no idea if it looks much different to others besides myself. This completes the bat-faced Cupia. The next two tats to be drawn, my friend Spooky gave me the ideas for them. The first one is the sunflower. When I was given the sunflower, I didn't know what direction I wanted to go with this kitty. But then I remembered a cat from my first time in the Warrior Cats fandom. Who here remembers the fan creation show SSS Warrior Cats? I immediately thought of their design for Lionheart and took inspiration from that design, as well as Yellowfang's flat face. When I was looking for a picture of a sunflower, I discovered this design, and it gave me a little more to work with color-wise than just straight yellow. I kept the spikiness of the flower petals and used that in the design of the fur, layering as I went, making it sort of look like a sunrise. Bringing it back to the Warriors talk, when I finished designing the sunflower cat, my first thought to come was, this cat looks like Fireheart. So I really went into the Warrior Cats for this cat design, didn't I? The last cat designed was based on lavender, which was the second flower Spooky suggested. This one I wanted to go a little different with this design, since lavender is a bit harder to pick from color-wise. So I settled on making this one a munchkin cat. I love the little legged guys! So I wanted to incorporate one into my adopts. I only picked 3 color variations of purple for the design and took the inspiration of a tabby for this one, turning the lines into a more rounded shape on the back to represent the circular patterns of the flower. To divert a little from cat talk, when I was deciding what platform to use was coffee. It seemed like a better and more manageable option for the adopts to reside than other platforms like Blue Sky or Twitter. The only other platform I trust to sell my adopts is VGen, which I currently don't have, but I hope to get in the future. And now that concludes the last of my cat adopts. That is the end of designing my first official cat adopts. Thank you so much for sticking around and joining me on that journey. Sorry it's a very short video, I realized that. Um, so I still do hope you enjoyed it. If anyone is interested, all of my cat adopts are live on my Ko-fi for about $20. And I hope you like them just as much as I did. My Ko-fi will be linked in the description. See you all in the next video. Bye!